Hello, I'm the Emperor's Archivist, and today I'm going to talk about the Cataphractii Pattern Terminator Armor. This iconic armor was originally a prototype for later patterns of Terminator armor, first used by the Space Marine Legions and the warriors of the Legio Custodes throughout the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy eras. The origins of this formidable armor trace back to mankind's dark age of technology, a period when the technology for exo-armor was developed. The sealed environment suits were initially designed to enable maintenance crews of spacecraft to operate in extremely hazardous environments, such as hard vacuum or other adverse atmospheric conditions. So, during the Great Crusade era, the Mechanicum, technological arm of the Imperium, received a steady influx of new and rediscovered technologies from planets brought to Imperial compliance. And as the Great Crusade advanced, the loss of legionary lives became a significant concern. In response, the Mechanicum sought to design the ultimate pattern of power armor, a suit that would render a Space Marine virtually invulnerable. The design emerged as a hybrid of standard legionary power armor, the cybernetic shell of a dreadnought, and the result was tactical dreadnought armor, or as we know it, Terminator armor, intended to turn the Astartes into a living tank. Unfortunately, during that time, the Mechanicum's efforts yielded mixed results. While the first suits of Terminator armor provided a lot of protection, they also had significant drawbacks. The bulk and weight of the armor made running difficult despite built-in auto-balancers. Plus, the suits had voracious power demands, and their immense size made handling and reloading most existing armaments impossible. Moreover, the sheer amount of raw materials and manpower required to craft Terminator armor made retrofitting the entire Space Marine Legions impractical for the already strained logistics of the nascent Imperium of Man. Despite these challenges, several patterns of Terminator armor evolved in parallel from the forge worlds of the Mechanicum and the armories of the Space Marine Legions. The Mechanicum refined their concept and developed weapons specifically adapted for it, such as the combi weapons and the Reaper autocannon. They literally pulled the improvise, adapt, overcome. So, thanks to all this, Terminator armor, massively armored, sealed against any hostile environmental conditions, and incorporating heavy ranged or close combat armament, soon proved its worth. It became standard for missions in extremely confined spaces, like the corridors of a hive city, or during boarding actions on space hulks, where dreadnoughts and armored vehicles could not operate due to their size. Now that I'm done explaining Terminator armor, I can finally talk about the Cataphractii Pattern Terminator Armor. So, the good old Cataphractii Pattern Terminator Armor was one of the first issued tactical dreadnought armor patterns. This pattern was among the first issued of the Space Marine Legions and was used during the late Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy by both the Space Marines and the Legio Custodes. The Cataphractii suits were even more heavily protected than their contemporaries, featuring large layered pauldrons, armor protecting the elbow and thigh joints, and a helmet resembling the Mark III iron pattern suit of the power armor. What's really cool is these suits had additional shield generators housed in their slab-like ceramic pauldrons. However, this design had the unfortunate side effect of overstraining the armor's exoskeleton and dangerously slowing the wearer. The severe straining of the suit's exoskeleton and reduced mobility led to its declining use among some Space Marine legions during the early battles of the Heresy. Now I'd like to talk about notable users of the Cataphractii Pattern Terminator armor. For one, according to Hands of the Emperor by Rob Sanders, Custodes were known to use Cataphractii Pattern Terminator armor, and the Iron Hands were seen wearing Cataphractii armor in the battle against the Eldar in the book Feet of Iron by Nick Kime. During the Horus Heresy, both the Iron Hands and the Sons of Horus also possessed a large number of Cataphractii suits. And talking about modern usage, many chapters possess suits of Terminator armor, such as those of the Cataphractii. In typical 40K fashion, each is revered as a relic of the chapter. And those privileged enough to wear them fight all the harder knowing the legacy of glory and sacrifice they bear. Cataphractii suits are among the earliest designs of Terminator armor and still the most heavily protected of their kind, with slab-like ceramite pauldrons that house additional shield generators at the cost of mobility. Its design is a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Imperium's Mechanicum. Its development, despite its challenges, marked a significant advancement in the protection and capabilities of the Astartes. making them even more formidable on the battlefield. And that's all I gotta say about this armor today. I personally love the aesthetic of this armor. I feel like it has that really ancient knightly look. And I feel like this armor really embodies that when you compare to like all forms of other power armor. Like you can tell all of them are sci-fi, but this, with like its design and like the shapes and everything, I don't know, it just looks like it was a suit of power armor made during medieval times. Anyways, that's all I gotta say for today, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.